In this video, I will show you how to build a 4-foot water wheel for your pond or garden decoration. Let's get started. I wanted a water wheel feature for my pond. I decided to build a 1/3 scale mill house to attach the water wheel to, and at the same time utilize the mill house as a storage shed for my pond chemicals, garden tools, and fish food. Other ways to display the water wheel are by building a stand, attaching it over a small fish pond or koi pond, or using it as a decoration in the garden. For building the water wheel, it is recommended to have a flat work surface. Using the floor of your garage or workshop would be more challenging and require a lot of bending. Setting up a temporary work table, like the one shown here, is suggested to make the building process much easier. To simplify building the water wheel, a free PDF file with a list of required materials, hardware, tools, and photos of necessary parts for the drive shaft and hub is included in the description below. This video series contains 8 parts with detailed instructions on building a 4-foot water wheel. From one 2x4x8, cut 2 center support spokes 48 inches long. Make sure your measurements are accurate. Place one of the 2x4s in the center of the work table. From one 2x4x8, cut 4 support spokes 22 1/4 inches long. Make sure your measurements are accurate. Place one 22 1/4 inch spoke on each side of the center support spoke. From 2 2x4x8s, cut 8 support spokes 21 1/2 inches long. Make sure your measurements are accurate. Mark the center point on each spoke. From the center point, mark each end at a 45-degree angle. Cut each end on the mark on all 8 spokes. Place a spoke in each corner. Use 3 2x6x8s to make the rims. Be sure to trim the edge of the new boards to start with a clean square cut. Set the miter saw to a 22.5-degree angle. Cut from the top right corner at a 22.5-degree angle. Measure 15 inches from the top right outside corner and make a mark. Change the miter saw position to the left side 22.5-degree angle. Line up the blade on the 15-inch mark and cut the board. Make sure your measurements are accurate. Continue cutting until you make 16 rim pieces. Make sure your measurements are accurate. 16 rim pieces are ready for assembly. Place 8 rim pieces between each spoke and make sure they line up properly. Place the second set of water wheel pieces and make sure they all line up properly. If any part appears misaligned, simply cut a new piece to replace it. Mark the center of the 48-inch main center spoke. Clamp one end of the spoke to the table. Line up the biscuit joiner on the center mark. Cut a number 20 biscuit slot in the side of the spoke. Turn the spoke over and repeat the same biscuit cut. Mark the center of the 22 1/4 inch cross center spokes. Line up the biscuit joiner on the center mark. Cut a number 20 biscuit slot at the end of the spoke. Repeat the same biscuit cut on the second 22 1/4 inch spoke. Check the biscuit cut slot's fit and ensure the spokes align with the center mark. Glue the spokes together at the biscuit joints. Important: always work the glue into the end grain of the wood. Important: always apply glue to both sides of the wood. Important: smooth the glue out with your finger over the surface. Join the spokes together, making sure you stay on center. Wipe off any excess glue from the joints. Apply wood glue to the other side of the center spoke. Insert a number 20 biscuit into the slot. Join the spokes together, making sure you stay on center. Clamp the spokes together. Check each corner and make sure the spokes are square. Make any adjustments necessary. Wipe off any excess glue from the joints. Let the glue dry for 24 hours. Remove the clamps. Mark the center of the 48-inch spoke. Place 2 support boards under the spokes. Drill a 1-inch hole through the center spoke. Clean up the sawdust and wood chips. Use a nail gun and nail a 2.5-inch finishing nail on both sides of the cross-center spokes. Caution: do not let the nail penetrate the center hole. Place the four 21.5-inch support spokes into each corner of the wheel. Place the 8 rims between each spoke. Make sure each rim fits without any large gaps on either side of the spokes. Important: replace any rim that does not fit properly, and cut a new piece if necessary. Apply wood glue to both ends of the rims and on both sides of the spokes. Wipe off any excess glue from the surface of the wood. Use a nail gun and nail 2.5-inch finishing nail on both sides of the rim. Important: keep the rim and spokes in the proper position when using the nail gun. Cut a piece of 1-inch wooden dowel 12 inches long. Insert the wooden dowel into the center hole. Check each nail head and make sure it's just below the wood surface. Use a nail punch to set any nail head that is above the surface. screw 3-inch stainless steel deck screws into both sides of the spokes. Important: set the screw head just below the surface of the wood. Pre-drill the inside corners and secure both sides with 3-inch stainless steel deck screws. Repeat the same assembly instructions for the second wheel. Be sure to watch part 2. I will show you how to prepare the steel plate and drive shaft. Thanks for watching.